Welcome, my dear students. We are going to discuss about the group theory. Remaining topics we have already discussed about the group representation, irreducible and irreducible representation like that. Okay, what do you mean by a group representation? Group representation. That is, we know that for a particular group, a set of matrix representation of all the elements is called a group representation. For example, if you consider C2V point group, C2V, the elements are E, C2, sigma V, XH, sigma V, YZ. Okay, there are many matrix representations are possible depending on the basis we are taken. For example, if we consider a pz orbital as the basis, then we know that the element E or operation E transform pz itself, no change in the orbital, therefore the matrix will be 1. It's a one-dimensional representation we get. For C2 also, there is no change in pz orbital by applying C2 operation. It also 1. Similarly, in the case of sigma V, we get a matrix 1, a unit matrix, one-dimensional unit matrix. This is one representation. Representation 1. This much how many representations are possible depending on the basis we are taken. For example, if you are taking XYZ coordinate as the basis, then we get a three-dimensional matrix. For E, we get a matrix like 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1, and for C2 we get minus 1 0 0 0 minus 1 0 0 0 1, and for sigma V XH we get 1 0 0 0 minus 1 0 0 0 1, and for sigma V YZ we get x minus 1 here 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1. But we know that we need not write the full matrix for the representation. This is actually representation 2, and we need write only the character of the matrices. Character is the sum of the diagonal elements, and character of this matrix is 3, and this is minus 1, this is 1, and this also 1, and this is another second representation 3 minus 1 1 1. Actually, the character of the identity operation is the dimension of the representation. Here character is 1, therefore it's a one-dimensional representation, character of identity operation. Here the character of identity operation is 3, therefore it is a three-dimensional representation. By looking the only the characters, we can find the dimension of the matrices by looking the character of the identity operation. This much many representations are possible. If you are taking water molecule as example and fixing coordinate on each atom, XYZ on one hydrogen, X1, Y1 and Z1 and the other hydrogen, and X3, Y3, Z3, the oxygen, and we get a 9-dimensional matrix. We get a 9-dimensional matrix for, if you are taking this is the basis. In this way, many representations are possible. Okay, but all of actually infinite number of representations are possible. Only some of them are unique, and these unique representation are called irreducible representation. We know that there are two types of representation: reducible representation and irreducible representation. Reducible representation we can write many number, but irreducible representation are finite. Only a finite number of irreducible representation is possible for a particular point group. Okay, actually number of irreducible representation is equal to number of classes in the group. If there are, in the case of C2V, there are 4 classes, therefore 4 irreducible representations are possible, that we will study later. But now you think in mind, that is number of irreducible representations is equal to number of classes. For C2B there will be 4 irreducible representation. Okay, and another thing we want to know that there are many representations I told you. That is, for example, for a particular point group T, there are many representation. For example, one representation is A, B, C, etc. So one type of representation, and we can transform these elements. These are matrices A, B, C, etc. for a particular point group, one representation, and we transform these matrices into another matrix by similarity transformation. For example, if we similarity transform this A as A inverse a similar transformation matrix D A, we get A dash, and B as B inverse D B, we get B dash, and similarly C dash, etc. And this also another representation of the group. This is A B C D is a representation, matrix representation, and A dash B dash C dash also will be another representation. Okay, and these similarity transformed matrices actually can be block factored into smaller dimensional matrices. For example, this A dash matrix can be written as A1 dash, here goes 0 0, and A2 dash and A3 dash, etc. Similarly, B dash matrices can be transformed, can be block factored into B1 dash, a small dimensional matrix, B2 dash another block factored matrix, B3 dash another matrix, like that. Similarly, C1 dash, C2 dash, etc. And each of these block factored small matrices are also another representation of the group. That is, A1 dash, B1 dash, C1 dash will be one representation, A2 dash, B2 dash, C2 dash will be another representation, A3 dash, B3 dash, C3 dash will be another representation. These all are representation of the group, and this smaller dimension matrix, if it cannot be further reduced to smaller dimension, it will be an irreducible representation. That is, reducible representation means it can be reduced to smaller dimension by a particular similarity transformation, like this. Okay, but if a particular representation cannot be transformed into smaller dimensional matrix by a similarity transformation, that will be an irreducible representation. Okay, I think this much we have discussed in the class. Now we are moving to some other areas of this chapter. One of the very important thing in group theory is character table. Actually, the backbone of group theory is character table. Every point group has a specific character table. From the character table, we can get vast amount of information about the particular molecule. Okay, that is, we can know about the wave function of the molecule, its hybridized orbital, molecular orbital, and the spectroscopy transition we can predict using the character table. One of the main important thing in group theory is character table. In examination point of view also, you will be asked to write a character table of specific point group. You must concentrate in this area, study very well in this about the character table. Okay, the construction of character table and other things we will study later. Now I am telling only the format of the character table. Actually, character table is a tabular form of the all the irreducible representation of the point group. Okay, I already told you that a particular point group has a definite number of irreducible representation, that is equal to number of classes, and that all irreducible representation written in a tabular form, that is actually the character table. Okay, it actually contains 4 area: area 1, area 2, area 3, area 4. This is the area 1, area 1, this is area 2, this is area 3, this is area 4. In the top left corner of the character table, we are writing the symbol of the point group. Here C3V, this is a character table for the C3V point group. So here we are writing C3V. In the area 1, in the top of the area 1, we are writing the symmetry elements of the group in the form of classes. For C3V, there are 3 classes. E is first class, 2C3 is another class, 3 sigma V is the third class. These are written at the top of the area 1. And the body of area 1, we are writing the characters of the irreducible representation. This is the character of first irreducible representation. This is the characters of second irreducible representation. This is the character of third irreducible representation. Okay, this IR is a one-dimensional IR because the character of E is 1 here. Here character of E is also 1. This is also a one-dimensional irreducible representation. Here character of E is equal to 2. It is a two-dimensional representation. So in area 1, we are writing the characters of IRs. In area 2, we are writing the notation of the irreducible representation. This is a specific irreducible representation. Its notation is A1, that is written here. This is another irreducible representation. Its notation is A2. Okay, this is another one, third one. This is notation is E. So in area 2, we are writing the notation. Actually, it is called Mulliken's symbol. Mulliken's notation. Mulliken's notation. There are 2 types of notation: Bethes notation and Mulliken notation. This letter form is a Mulliken's notation that we will discuss later. In area 3, we are writing the basis of the irreducible representation. Basis of A1 is Z. Okay, basis of A2 is RZ. Basis of E is X, Y, Rx and Ry. More details about this thing we will study later. In area 4, we are writing the combinations of X, Y, Z. Its multiples and its linear combination, like x square plus y square, z square, xy, xz, yz, like that. We will discuss more about this in the later session of this chapter. Okay, conclude. The area 1, we are writing the characters of irreducible representation. In area 2, we are writing symbol of each irreducible representation, that is Mulliken's symbol. Area 3, we are writing basis for the representation, that is symbols like x, y, z, rx, ry and rz. Area 4 contains products of x, y, z and their linear combinations. Okay, next consider, for example, if we consider C2V point group. Actual construction of character table we will discuss later. I am telling you a simple construction of a character table or simple illustration of a character table. For C2V point group, we already get a three-dimensional, we already studied a three-dimensional representation like this. For E, we get representation like matrix like representation like this. C2, this one, sigma V xz, sigma V yz. We already studied this. Okay, this is a this matrices can be block factored into 3 one-dimensional matrices. This is one block factored, this block factored, this is block factored. Similarly here, we can block factor these matrices into 3. Okay. So we get 3 one-dimensional matrices. One-dimensional matrices are actually, we know that, irreducible representation. So we get 3 irreducible representation. For E, 1 here, minus 1, 1 again, and minus 1. This is one representation, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. Okay. Another representation is this one, 1 minus 1 minus 1, 1. 1 minus 1 minus 1, 1. Third representation, 1, 1, 1, 1. Okay. And its basis, we know that this is a transformation of x coordinate, this is a transformation of y coordinate, this is the transformation of z coordinate. Therefore, basis for this representation is x, basis for this representation is y, basis for this representation is z. Okay, this is the a simple form of the character table of C2, but it is not the whole character table of C2V, just an example, just a part of the character table, because we know that a character table, number of IRs will be equal to number of classes. Number of IRs is equal to number of classes. Here there are 4 classes, therefore there should be 4 IRs, so we get only 3. How can we get the 4 1? That we will discuss later while we studying about the great orthogonality theorem. And this is the C2V point group. Okay. Another example, for C3V also we have discussed about the 3-dimensional matrix representation like this. We already derived this representation. Okay. For this one E C3, C32, sigma V dash, sigma V double dash. I think you are remembering this. That is C3 is sine theta, cos theta minus sine theta 0, sine theta, cos theta 0, like that. And we are putting C3 means the angle is equal to 120. Therefore, cos 120 is minus 1 by 2. Minus of sine 120 is equal to minus root 3 by 2. Like that. That is we getting this matrix representation. And each of this can be blocked into 2-dimensional and 1-dimensional IR. Okay. That is, we can block factor this like this. The others, the non-diagonal elements are 0. So therefore we can simply block factor these matrices into 2 representation. One is a 2-dimensional representation. This is a 2-dimensional representation. This is a 1-dimensional representation. So we get 2 IRs. IR1 is equal to this one 1 1 1 1 1. Okay, 1 1 1 1 1 1. Okay, all are 1. And for 2-dimensional IR, this is 1 0 0 1. This is minus 1 by 2 minus 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2 minus 1 by 2, like that. We get this type of representation. This is 2-dimensional IR, this is 1-dimensional IR. But we want only, in the case of 2-dimensional IR, this is a whole matrix. We need not want the whole matrix representation. We need only the characters. Therefore, character of this matrix is 2. This is minus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2, that is equal to minus 1. Actually, this is minus 1 by 2. Minus 1 by 2, yes, minus 1 by 2. This is equal to again 1 minus 1. Remind that these C3 and C32 are in a particular class. They are conjugate elements. The character of conjugate elements should be same. We have already studied the characters of the conjugate elements or the elements in a class should be same. Therefore, C3 is minus 1, C3 is also equal to minus 1. And sigma V dash, sigma V double dash also another class. Their characters should also should be same. Look at 1 plus minus 1 0, minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 0, minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 0. Okay, that is correct. That is characters of the representations of same classes will be same. Okay, so we can construct the character table like this. For C3V, we have developed 2 representation. First representation is 1 1 1. We are writing only the classes, not all the elements cannot be written. We are writing only the number of classes in the top of the area 1. This is area 1. Okay, so E is first class, 2 C3 is another class, 3 sigma V is third class. Their characters will be same. Characters in the C3 and C32 are same, 3 sigma V are same. We have already discussed here. For E is 2, C3 and C32 minus 1, sigma V is equal to 0. Sorry, for 1-dimensional IR, 1-dimensional IR all are 1. This is 1 1, all are 1. 2-dimensional IR, it is 2 minus 1 0. Okay, and this is the first IR. It is denoted as gamma 1. This is the capital letter gamma. This is capital letter gamma. Small letter gamma is this one. This is a capital letter gamma. This is Bethes notation. This notation is called Bethes notation. Bethes notation, gamma 1. And this is gamma 2, second irreducible representation. Mulliken symbol we will study later. This is Bethes notation. Simply we are writing writing a symbol like gamma 1 and gamma 2. This is IR, representation of IR. And coordinate for, basis for this representation is Z. Okay, look here. This 111 is the transformation of Z coordinate. And this 1001 are transformation of both X and Y coordinate. This is X and Y mixed together. In this case, X and Y mixed together. Therefore, basis for this second two-dimensional, this is a two-dimensional IR, is X and Y. Are you clear? Okay, and that is about the symbol form of character table. The whole about the more things about the character table we will discuss later. How we can construct systematically character table will be discussed after studying the great orthogonality theorem. Okay, now in this video, now we are going to discuss about the Mulliken's symbol. Okay, that is irreducible representations are represented by a symbol system called Mulliken symbol. In Mulliken symbol, one-dimensional representation will be denoted by A or B, two-dimensional representation by E, three-dimensional representation by T. Okay, one-dimensional representation denoted by A or B, two-dimension by E, three-dimension by T. For example, if you look here in the first example, we have discussed the character table. This is a one-dimensional representation. So it is A. See here, it is A. This is also a one-dimensional representation. It is A2 or A. This is a two-dimensional representation. Therefore, we are given the sign E. If there is a three-dimensional representation, it will be T. Okay. So, one-dimensional representations are denoted by A or B, two-dimension by E, three-dimension by T. Okay. Now, one-dimensional representation symmetric to the principal axis are denoted A, and anti-symmetric to the principal axis are denoted by B. Okay. One-dimensional representation symmetric to the principal axis denoted by A, anti-symmetric to the principal axis denoted by B. Symmetric means the character is 1. Anti-symmetric means character is -1. Okay, for example, in the first example, look here. This is the principal axis. C3 is the principal axis. Here the character is 1, that is symmetric. Therefore, it is A1. Here also it is symmetric, 1. Therefore, it is A2. If it is -1, then it will be B. Okay, 1, 2 is another thing. A or B, let us say A and B. If principal axis is symmetric to the, if the IR is symmetric to the principal axis, letter A, anti-symmetric to principal axis, letter B. Here it is symmetric, therefore A. Here also symmetric A. If it is -1, it will be B. Okay, that is the second point. And third point, symmetric or anti-symmetric with respect to the subsidiary axis, that is C2 axis. Cn is the principal axis. If there is another subsidiary axis, then we are using the subscript 1 or 2. Okay, symmetric 1, anti-symmetric 2. We are putting the subscript 1 or 2. If subsidiary axis is not present, then 1 and 2 represent symmetric or anti-symmetric with vertical plane, first sigma v plane. Okay, look here example. In the first example here there is no subsidiary axis. C3 is the principal axis, no subsidiary axis. So we are considering the vertical plane sigma v. Here it is 1, that is symmetric to the vertical plane. Therefore A1, subscript 1. Here it is -1, anti-symmetric to the subsidiary axis, vertical plane. No subsidiary axis here, so we are considering vertical plane, first vertical plane, -1, therefore A2. Okay. Now, the next point, we are using the primes, that is single prime and double prime, to denote symmetric or anti-symmetric with horizontal plane. That is, if there are a sigma h plane, if sigma h is equal to 1, then we are using single prime. If sigma h is equal, character of sigma h is equal minus 1, that is anti-symmetric, we are using double prime. Okay, that we will discuss later. That is, if sigma h is present, then if 1 is the character of sigma h, then we are using the single prime. If minus 1 is the character of sigma h, then you are using the superscript double prime. Okay, and the last one, in groups with the center of symmetry, then symmetric with center of inversion indicated by G, anti-symmetric with center of inversion U. That is, if I is present, that is, a molecule is a centrosymmetric molecule, then there will be an I, inversion center. If the character of I is equal to 1, then we are using G. G is actually means Girard. Girard, that means symmetric. Girard means symmetric. Okay, if the character of I is equal to minus 1, character of I is equal to minus 1, then it is anti-symmetric. Therefore, we are using the letter U. U means ungrade, that is anti-symmetric. Anti-symmetric. Okay, G means Girard, symmetric. U means ungrade, that means anti-symmetric. So, if there is center of inversion, I is present, I1, we are writing G. I is equal to minus 1, we are writing U. Okay, look at this example. This is the character table for C2V point group. In the first IR, this is a totally symmetric IR. Then here it is a one-dimensional representation. So we are writing A. A because it is symmetric to the principal axis. Here principal axis is C2, symmetric to the principal axis. Therefore A, letter A, and it is symmetric to the vertical plane, first vertical plane. No subsidiary axis here. So we are considering the vertical plane, first vertical plane. So it is A1. Okay. Next here this is also a one-dimensional representation, symmetric to the principal axis. Therefore letter A, but it is anti-symmetric to the first vertical plane. Therefore subscript 2, A2. This is Mulliken symbol is A2. And here also it is symmetric to the, it is a one-dimensional representation. Therefore A or B, but it is anti-symmetric to the principal axis. Therefore letter B. Anti-symmetric to principal axis B, but it is symmetric to the vertical plane, first vertical plane. Therefore B1. Here also one-dimensional, but anti-symmetric to the principal axis. Principal axis is C2 here. So again B, but it is anti-symmetric to the vertical plane, first vertical plane. It is B2. Clear? This is for the 4 IRs of C2V, A1, A2, B1, B2. If you are writing a letter like this, A1G star, what this means? It means that it is a one-dimensional representation because it is A, symmetric to the principal axis because it is 1, and symmetric to the subsidiary axis or vertical plane because single prime here, and it is Girard to the center of symmetry or symmetric to the center of inversion, or a letter like the B2U double prime. What does this mean? This means that this representation is one dimension because B, letter is B, one dimension. But it is anti-symmetric to principal axis because we are using the letter B, anti-symmetric to principal axis. And anti-symmetric to first vertical plane or subsidiary plane, subsidiary axis, therefore B2. And anti-symmetric to horizontal plane, anti-symmetric to horizontal plane, sigma h. And it is anti-symmetric to center of inversion I. Here this prime is for symmetric to the sigma h, symmetric to sigma h. Okay, and that's about the Mulliken symbol. You study very well, read the textbook very well. Okay, time is already had gone very much. Therefore, you have to study the textbook and all things very well. This is a very important area of the group theory. Okay, thank you.